Welcome back, everybody. Today I am here with my friend Matti. Say hi to everybody, Matti.
Hello, everybody.
And how have you been? What have you been watching today? Or not today, recently. What have you been watching recently?
Goodness, if you knew what I was watching. I'm watching Barbie movies with my girls.
Oh boy.
So,
Which one's your favorite? Because there are opinions about that
well,
around here.
I like the ones I grew up with, like Barbie Nutcracker, the
I got
Thumbelina.
I got Ram Barbie Nutcracker for Christmas.
Yeah, that one's excellent. But I don't have those. So I'm watching the Netflix ones that are just atrocious. We watched like a mermaid one.
Some hard watches.
Yeah. No, it's really bad. It's not my Barbie.
What about Princess and the Pauper? That's Rayanne's favorite.
Yeah, that's a great one also.
Yeah.
I'm sad at what I had to watch, what I've been recently watching.
Recently, we started Poker Face, the Peacock series recently, and I am quite enjoying that. We only watched one episode, but the one episode we watched is really good. I'm a Rian Johnson stan, so this feels like early Rian Johnson, so it's really nice. I'm liking it so far.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I've been just continuing my rewatch of The Office. I had to go back and watch the Superfan episodes from before I started watching, so I've been doing that. And
Cody and I have been watching Young Sheldon. We're kind of in the early seasons, but it's been really fun to watch that one.
my dad and stepmom told me to watch that show.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I was never really into Big Bang Theory, so I don't know how my mileage would be on that.
Me neither. I did not watch Big Bang Theory. I probably watched like 5 episodes of that.
Yeah.
But this is just different. But the whole time I'm like, oh, wow, if Sheldon was my child, I would go crazy. I would lose my mind.
Yeah. I mean, if him as an adult is anything to judge by, then I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, today we are going to be talking about some more movies that made us. Some stuff that you should watch if you want to get to know us. All right. And so I have 5 more today. Maddie, you have 3 or 4, right?
I have 4. Yes.
You have 4. Okay. So I guess I'll start. Empire Strikes Back is my quintessential Star Wars movie. I know that's like the cliche, right? I mean, even Christopher Nolan, he's like, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite one, but there's a reason for that, right? It's super complex, and it's emotionally resonant, I feel like, in a way that none of the other Star Wars movies are, even the ones that I really, really love.
Yeah, I love that one too. I mostly just love, I'm an Ewoks fan.
Oh yeah. That's Return of the Jedi though.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I'm so embarrassed.
No, that's okay. It happens. It's later where you are.
I'm so embarrassed. I know. Whenever we jump on these, for real, I feel like my brain turns off and I can't think of it, any words or whatever. But yeah, I love the Ewoks. I love those guys. Now I have to remind myself Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back is where we find out that Vader is Luke's father.
Okay, and that's when
So
Han Solo...
Hoth and Yoda and Han and Leia, yeah.
Okay. Oh wow, I'm so embarrassed. Cody would be so embarrassed by me.
I would say that we can just cut that out, but I'm probably not going to.
Don't. It's funny.
But no, I love Empire Strikes Back. I love the bummer ending. I'm a sucker for a good bummer ending. I think that's like...
Especially in a series.
Right. If you want to get to know me, knowing like as evidence that I like a good bummer ending, I think Empire Strikes Back is a really good pick for that. And also, I just love Carrie Fisher in it, which is something I never really thought I'd say, but it's a fairly recent development. I went and saw Empire on the big screen when I was living in Vegas, and she's just really good in it. Like she's fun and also like sexy in not the moments that you would think.
She's so stunning. Whenever I rewatch the original trilogy, I'm just like, wow, she is so stunning.
Like the first time that she turns around and looks at Han on Hoth, like that's the moment where I'm like, ooh, this is a different side of Leia. I'm interested in this.
I love her Hoth fit.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm always looking at costumes, and I love Leia's Hoth fit.
yeah,
Really, everyone's Hoth fit is like on point, but Leia, hot.
right. No, yeah, no. I think last time I was talking to somebody about it, I'm like, Empire Strikes Back has everything. It has the adventure, it has the drama, it has the big twist, it has Carrie Fisher being hot, like just all of it. It's great. So what is your first pick of this episode?
My first pick is Tim Burton's Big Fish.
Big Fish is so good.
I've always loved Tim Burton, and I didn't even watch Big Fish till I was probably a teenager, but I like connected with it so fast. It drew me in, and I love quirky movies. That's what you'll learn about me today. I love anything that's kind of quirky, and has Ewan McGregor.
I mean, Ewan McGregor is just he's an ingredient that makes anything better.
Yes. And him in that movie is just like so chipper and so lovable.
He's cute.
So stinking cute.
Yeah.
But I'm also... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I love the whimsy in that movie. Like, that's Tim Burton's, I think, most whimsical movie. Which is saying something because it's also like the ending is bittersweet, you know? Like, it's not without darkness or sadness, but I feel like that's the movie that's the most, like, that's his most playful movie, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't have, like, just the darkness from all the others, like this dark undertone. Yeah, it's whimsical, it's bright, the color palette is so bright, but it also has, like, you know, isn't there like a werewolf part? Then the giant, like the
That's
witch.
Right, there is a werewolf. I forgot about that.
Like, yeah, there's all these kind of dark characters, but it's not a dark movie.
It's a fairy tale. It's a modern fairy tale, and it's not super dark like a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, but it's not, you know, it's not without moments of weight, I guess I would say. Yeah, I like Big Fish a lot. That's a really good movie. So what do we learn about you from Big Fish? That you like whimsical, you like quirky movies.
I like quirky movies, and then I, kind of on a deeper level, I just like movies with big feels, and I really connected to the son in the movie with kind of an estranged relationship with a parent. Not that I had an estranged relationship as a teenager when I first saw the movie, but now I do. So it's very much so I'm like, this is so interesting. Like, I fell in love with this movie, and then I've connected with it deeper as an adult.
Well, Billy Crudup is another one who you put in anything and it's just better.
He's fantastic. I know, it's like, wow. And then, you know, Helen Bonham Carter's in it. Like, it just is stellar casted. But yeah, I think I love big feel movies, and it did connect with me on a personal level.
Yeah, I like that. Speaking of Billy Crudup, did you ever watch any of The Morning Show?
Yes, I watched the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched any of the newest season.
So I love Billy Crudup, especially in the first season of that show. The first season of that show is really good. The second season is like entertaining, but so messy.
So messy.
Like, it just did not know what it was about at all. But
yeah, have you watched any of season 3?
No, I haven't. I have not yet.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see where it goes.
We'll see, but Billy Crudup still brought it in the second season as well. All right. So next pick for me, this is going to be a very popular pick for a lot of people, is The Princess Bride.
Yeah, I think that falls into most people's meet me movies.
Well, I'm usually a meet me movie. That's a good way to put it. So The Princess Bride is one of those where it's like I am very like, I acknowledge that people have different tastes and everything, but in this particular case, you either like The Princess Bride or you're wrong. You don't, there's not an option to dislike The Princess Bride. Because I remember watching it as a kid and thinking that it definitely more kind of got its hooks in me as like a young adult, as a teenager, and as a like a tween or teen, is when I really started seeing the brilliance of it. And then after a certain point, I was just like, this is fantastic. Everything is good about this movie.
Yeah, I think it's one of those movies you like are shown very young, but it doesn't, like, the comedy doesn't grab you, right?
Right. Well, because a lot of it is rather sophisticated kind of humor.
Yeah, so it's kind of one you grow up with and you grow to love it more every watch.
Well, I think when I was like a little kid, I thought that it was taking itself seriously, that it wasn't supposed to be funny. And so I was like, this is a cheesy old movie. Why are my parents showing me this? But
and that's why it's a meet you movie, because you're cheesy.
I am cheesy. I'm very cheesy. This is true. But no, I love the earnestness of it. I love the relationships in it, and I think that I love the way that that the tone can go from funny to rather moving, right? Inigo is a funny character, but when he's finally facing down with the Count, there's nothing funny about it. Until he starts just repeating, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya," over and over again. But it's a movie that very deftly goes between tones. Comedy is very important to me, so I really attached to The Princess Bride.
Yes.
When I was figuring out my sense of humor. So The Princess Bride, it's real good. If you somehow haven't seen it, what are you doing? Anyway,
fix that now.
Fix it right now. I think it's
Pause
on Disney Plus
and go now.
Right. Okay, what's your next pick?
My next pick is Moulin Rouge.
Ooh, okay, another Ewan McGregor.
Another
Heartthrob,
very quirky musical, but I mostly chose it. I could have chosen so many musicals, but I knew I had to have a musical on my list. The way I grew up was, there wasn't a lot of musical movies when I was little. Mm-hmm. It was still mostly in theater, and now we're getting more and more musical movies. But whenever there was a musical movie, it was just playing on our DVD player constantly.
Yeah.
In the background of our life was just musicals on the DVD. Just walk in and my mom's doing dishes and Phantom of the Opera's on the TV or whatever. And so just musicals are such a big part of me growing up and who I am. I'm constantly singing or humming. So, but Moulin Rouge is a special one because it has really big emotions in it.
No, yeah, that's Baz Luhrmann for you. He doesn't half-ass anything.
No, he's incredible. And anytime I see his name attached to something, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like all my vibes. It's very quirky and I'm ready for the ride.
I think that that Moulin Rouge, and for anyone who hasn't seen it, I'm sorry, I'm about to spoil something about it and a couple other things. Moulin Rouge is like the poster child for bummer endings that you didn't see coming.
Yes. It hit me so hard when I first watched it.
That and like Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog is another one.
I hate the end of that so much.
I really like it actually, but
I can't stand it.
No, the bummer endings that you don't see coming. Moulin Rouge really like plays on your perception of what a musical is and like what that kind of story is, and talks about like love stories, right? And you want the happily ever after. You want the end, the happy ending to the fairy tale, and it does not want to give it to you.
No, they work so hard for that happy ending, and it just tears you apart.
Yep, it's ruthless.
Yeah, me and my brother. So my brother's like one of my best friends, and we did musical theater together, and we watched that together for the first time in high school. And yeah, it ended and those credits rolled, and we both just sat, looked at each other like sobbing, like, "Are you okay? No. Are you okay? No."
Yeah, no, you need some counseling after that movie. No, I do really like Moulin Rouge. It's been a while since I've watched it. I need to watch it again. I have a weird relationship with like my affinity for Nicole Kidman because she she's a really good actress, but she has like RBF so hard. And
She does.
she just always looks pissed off. And so that's always kind of turned me off a little bit as far as like her performances.
You're like, I can't connect with her. No.
Right.
She's
No,
acting
like,
it good, but I can't connect.
no, and then I saw her in Lion, and Lion was what kind of turned me around on her. I'm like, okay, I like Nicole Kidman because she's really excellent in that. Okay, next on the list for me is Roman Holiday, which is the first film of Audrey Hepburn. And I'm a huge Audrey Hepburn fan. I absolutely love her. If I ever want to put on like an old movie, you know, like a film from like the classic sort of era, I think it was that the Golden Age or the Silver Age? Anyway, I always think, okay, what's an Audrey Hepburn movie I can watch? Because she just had this kind of sparkling quality that I really really just love. But that was her first movie, and there's a little bit of trivia that Gregory Peck went to the studio heads or the production company and said that her name should come before his on the poster, even though he was the bigger star, because this movie was going to make her a star. And lo and behold, she won her first Oscar for it, and she had this illustrious career afterwards. But besides all that, besides the movie trivia stuff, which in itself is something that you can kind of, that's a meet me kind of thing.
It really is. That's Errol.
That's me.
Behind the scenes, everything.
However, I just really love the sort of there's a laid back, casual nature to it. In a lot of Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn's scenes, it's not a super high stakes thing, but you get invested because you connect to the characters. And I love modern movies like La La Land. Were influenced by Roman Holiday, especially the ending. The ending is kind of bittersweet in a similar way. And so it's a cozy movie for me. Like, if you want to know what kind of like old movies I like, Roman Holiday is kind of a good gauge for that. I like stuff that's fun and pretty and kind of casual. I mean, I like higher stakes stuff too, but when it comes to like visiting yesteryear, I kind of like to take more of a laid back approach. So Roman Holidays fits squarely in that. What's your next pick?
It'll make you laugh. It's the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Okay, that movie rips. Like, it's really, really good.
It's really great, and like it changed my world when it came out. Like
it changed my world. It changed everybody's world.
Like, just Spider-Man, everything. Like, I had 4 brothers. All the Spider-Man shirts, Spider-Man birthday parties, all the like web shooters. Like, the Spider-Man movie changed the world. But I also didn't like any action films before that Spider-Man came out.
That's weird, because you like some good action films now.
I do now, and especially being married to Cody. He like grew up with James Bond. I didn't ever see a James Bond movie till I met Cody.
Really?
Like, I did not watch action movies,
wow.
But Spider-Man, like, it really hit it for me.
Spider-Man is something special. I love just the unabashed corniness of it.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
It's so funny, and like it seems like you might think upon first watch that it doesn't know how cheesy it is, but it absolutely does.
Yeah,
there's no way you could put together some of the action scenes in that and with the hilarious extras that get one line,
Oh yes.
and not know that you're putting something funny together.
Yes. I'm always thinking about when he's trying to learn how to shoot his webs
Right.
and the go web go. Up and away. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I love those.
I say up and away web, and and fly. Like I would say on average at least once a month.
Yeah, it's something we say in our house constantly, and I'm like, it's so quotable, but it's so cheesy, and that's like a get to know me thing too. Is like my comedy is super lame. Like it's very dry. Like it doesn't take much to make me just roll over laughing.
But it's a disarming kind of cheesy because you don't expect it to actually be like actually have some heart and actually get emotional. But that ending scene with Mary Jane in the cemetery is pretty moving stuff. Mm-hmm. It's really, really good.
Yeah, that and the Uncle Ben scene, like, yep. Holy cow, like, just ripped me up.
And also, that movie did some stuff that you could not do in a modern superhero movie. Like, that final fight with Green Goblin is surprisingly brutal.
It's very brutal.
Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, as I watch it, I'm sitting here thinking, my parents took me to this in the theater?
Yeah. And Willem Dafoe, like, was such an incredible Green Goblin.
Oh, he chews the scenery. He's so great.
So great.
No, but yeah, that final fight with Green Goblin, like there's like bone crunching sound effects and just a lot of screaming and crumbling of scenery and stuff, and there's no score. It's just like
oh my gosh, I will have to rewatch that.
It's just several minutes of just pure brutality, and I'm like, you wouldn't see that in a Spider-Man movie today. They're too cushy.
They are, and they're like a different kind of silly.
Yeah, no, like, they are.
They're silly, I think, would not have the contrast that this one does.
No, Spider-Man, and I mean, Spider-Man was like the first movie to make over 100 million in its opening weekend or something like that. First movie ever to do that. So Spider-Man landed with a lot of people, and there's a reason for that. And I really do love that movie. I love Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is like the GOAT of live action Spider-Man movies for me.
Yeah. I know everyone rips up the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, and I'm like, nah, it's good.
And honestly, the third really isn't that bad. Like, it's not good, but it's not that bad.
But I still watch it.
It's a lot.
It's so fun.
It's a lot of fun. You can't have a bad time watching that movie. And I just love how even like the subsequent Spider-Man movies have memed on the jazz dancing.
Oh yes, I love that. The dance, I'm trying to think. What's his name? He was in that 70s show, and he's like Topher Grace. Topher Grace praying in the chapel and says, "Please kill the Spider-Man." It's like one of the funniest lines in movie history to me. Dear God, please kill Spider-Man. It's so funny.
That's not how prayer works.
Yeah, I was like, this is great.
No, yeah, no.
Iconic.
I always maintain that Spider-Man 3 there's like a 40-minute good short film in there, and it's surrounded by garbage.
That's a great way to talk about it.
Because the Sandman stuff isn't that bad. I mean, it's still cheesy, and a lot of it's unbelievable, but it's fine. It's the other stuff that's just painful to watch, especially like Harry and MJ flirting while they're cooking is really funny.
I don't even remember that part. Oh my gosh.
It's no good.
No good.
Anyway, on to my next pick. So I've noticed there's a bent toward fantasy on my list today. We've got Stardust from 2007. Stardust,
such an excellent film.
Stardust is a GOAT. Okay? Like, if you're talking about action, like fantasy adventure, it does not get better than Stardust.
No, you got witches, you got pirates, you got like everything going on in there.
Right, like a Race Against the Clock, princes, witches, gay pirates, uh, airships, freaking fantastical other world. Boy becomes a man. It's so good, and it has all of the ingredients I want in a fantasy adventure. The only thing I can say that's even not amazing about it is that the CGI hasn't aged terribly well, but it's almost
Yeah.
charming that way. Like, oh, like this movie's cute.
Oh my gosh. That just made me laugh like oh, this is cute. You're old. This is cute. But also I think that when I watch movies where the CGI hasn't aged well and I'm like, wow, this movie blew me away when it came out.
Right.
And now it looks cheesy.
Yeah, no. And like Stardust really, when I watched it, it was when I watched it, I liked it better than The Princess Bride because I was an idiot. But I really like the love story that it tells, and I like that I like a lot of the relationship dynamics that are kind of explored in it. And I really love the characters. I think that they're a lot of fun. And the action in the movie, there's not a ton of action in it, but what there is rather imaginative and fun.
Oh my gosh, that voodoo doll scene.
Yeah,
That scene scared me as a kid.
It's so good.
But it's so creative and good. I love it.
Yeah, no, that and the pirates fighting juxtaposed with Robert De Niro dancing.
So cute.
It's really fantastic. No, Stardust is just it's just an earnest, like, rollicking good time. Like, I'm someone who likes to have a good time, and so that movie kind of that movie that movie gives me a good time every time I watch it.
Enough said. Good times.
Yeah, good times. All right, this will be your last pick, right?
Yes, this is my last pick. It
Okay.
is Disney's Tangled.
Ooh, I love Tangled. I have a story about
Me
Tangled, but
too.
go ahead, tell me about Tangled.
I mean, first of all, a big Disney fan. Love Disney, especially Disney animation. And Tangled was just such a magical movie when it came out. Like, I hadn't really fallen in love with any of the new age Disney animation. And that was the first one I was like, wow, they're back.
Yeah,
This is good.
It felt like an old one.
Yes, it felt like the classic fairy tale story brought back, and I loved how beautiful it was. Just gorgeous to look at. And I also feel like I relate to Rapunzel a lot. Like, I was a very naive kid, and I don't know, her little, like, when she touches the grass and goes, ooh, I love that. She's cute.
I love the part where she's going back and forth about how she feels about being out. She's like, I can't believe I did this. This is so fun. My mom's gonna kill me.
Yeah, that's very relatable to how I was. Like, I always tell my mom, I'm like, you're so lucky. I was such a good kid. Because I literally did not, like, do anything as a teenager to go against what my parents said. They were like, Maddie, you're not allowed to date. And I was like, okay. I didn't date anyone. And then they were like, the one time I got in trouble was my parents thought I, like, left a school event to go hang out at, like, a park next door with the bad kids, and I didn't.
Man, a teen comedy about you would be really boring.
So boring. Yeah, because I was like, I got in trouble because they thought I was lying, but I was like, I really didn't do that.
Oh man, yeah,
I know.
I got in trouble. I got in trouble for worse, definitely.
So yeah, I was very like Rapunzel, like, oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me. Oh my gosh, and I didn't do anything really. So,
so my story about Tangled. I had a friend who went and saw Tangled and told me to watch it, and I was like a stupid teenage boy, and I'm like, I don't watch Disney princess stuff. I watch real movies for grown-ups like Alien. and and I did, so I kind of poo-pooed it, right? But then in the beginning of 2012, I think it was, yeah, I had my tonsils and adenoids removed, and I had my septum corrected, so I was bedridden
Wow.
for a week, high off my butt on pain meds. And so I decided my grandma had Tangled, and I was like, oh, whatever. I need something to watch. And as I was watching it, I was like super high on Vicodin, and I was like, this is the greatest thing that has ever been created. I've never seen a movie that is this good. And I came down from the meds eventually, and I watched it a few more times. I'm like, okay, this is really good. It's not like the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it's very, very good. But no, I really do love Tangled. I think it's fantastic.
It's so fun.
I really like what that movie says about dreams, because I feel like that's something that it takes kind of a, I don't know, a more realistic approach to the idea of finding your dreams than a lot of the Disney movies do. Because there's that scene where Rapunzel is scared to see her dream come true, because she's like, what's next? Like, what's after this? And then Flynn says, well, that's the good part. You get to find a new dream. I'm like, wow, that's really nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, I didn't feel like I got that from any other Disney movies before.
Yeah, I think it took all the good things of the classic Disney movies and then built upon it of like, wow, we're actually going to have a princess that is taking risks for her dreams and making actions, and not that it's just given to her because she's pretty and can sing good. So she's actually going to do things and learn and grow and catch her dreams. It's beautiful. Well, but I am sad. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I like the character work in that movie too. Like none of it's original, like you've seen it all before, but it's just really well done.
Yeah. I was going to say, I am sad though that it lives in the shadow of Frozen.
Because it's better than Frozen. I'm sorry, guys. Like,
I mean, I do love me some Frozen.
I like Frozen.
It's amazing. But they came out, what was it, like 2 years apart or something?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Because Tangled came out in, well, here, we have the internet. We have the technology. Tangled came out in 2010. And Frozen came out in 2013.
Okay.
So they did come out fairly close together.
It was like Tangled was out and everyone was like, wow, this is great. And then Frozen came out and every little girl wanted to be Elsa, and just, you didn't hear about Tangled much anymore.
Yeah, no, I like Tangled more than Frozen. Frozen was actually my first date with Rayanne. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't. That's so cute.
Yeah.
You guys are just cute.
And it was on Valentine's Day too, because stupid kids have their first date on Valentine's Day.
I know, when you posted that, I was like, what? What? Errol, what were you thinking?
Hey,
I mean, good thing it worked out.
It worked out.
It's not one of your like stories like, dang, this was a weird moment.
Oh, I've got a bunch of those too. Speaking of weird stories, my last pick for the night to close it off is About a Boy from 2002. About a Boy, if you haven't seen it, have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
It's kind of like a meme in my family at this point. Like when, like to just randomly ask someone who's definitely seen that movie to be like, we'll be like, have you seen About a Boy? Because that was like my family's movie when I was growing up.
One of those.
Yeah. It's got Hugh Grant, and it's got a young Nicholas Hoult when he was like 13 or something. Yep. Yeah, and it is, in some ways, it's very like charmingly early 2000s, especially in like the fashion and the tech that were shown in the movie. You know, he talks about what does he say? He says like, Like she didn't have TV, or she didn't have a cable or DVD, like it's supposed to be like the
Oh man.
the current thing, right? And I'm like, that's cute. But there's this really earnest story about two guys who are very different ages, but they're both learning to grow up. And they do a good job of laying out like what the tension is throughout the entire movie, without talking down to their audience, and then having the tension culminate in a really moving way. It's one of my cry movies. Like if I need a good cry, I'll watch About a Boy, because the ending to that movie is very moving.
No, I'll have to watch that one. I adore Hugh Grant, and that's all I ever knew about that movie was that Hugh Grant was in it.
It's really, really good. For those who are listening and need this, there's a bit of a trigger warning. Someone attempts suicide in it, and it's a pretty central part of the plot. So if that's a thing for you, then it might be good to give it a skip. But anyway, it's Hugh Grant and Nicholas Hoult, and Toni Collette is in it.
Okay.
Toni Collette plays Nicholas Holt's mom, and she doesn't miss because she never misses. And then it's also got Rachel Weisz, who I love. So
I know I'll have to put that on. And then it was what's the Audrey Hepburn movie you talked about?
Roman Holiday. I think you'd really like Roman Holiday.
Yeah, I'll have to give that a try.
I feel like you'd vibe with that movie. Yeah. So those are my picks. Those are my picks for this week on the movies to get to know me. And then could we just run through yours again, Maddie?
Yes, it was Big Fish, Moulin Rouge, the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and Tangled.
Those are excellent choices.
Thank you.
If I saw those on like a here's how you get to know me, like if those were your 4 Letterboxd movies, I'd be like, I want to get to know this person. This seems like an interesting person.
Well, I mean, the first time you did meet me, the first thing you said was, "What's your favorite movie? I will judge you on this."
That's true. I did say that.
And I said, "It's Big Fish," and you said, "Okay." And you kind of gave me this nod, like, this might be a friendship. Okay.
And then we talked for like an hour about Parks and Rec.
Yeah, classic.
And Flight of the Conchords. You're one of the only people I know who's actually seen Flight of the Conchords.
I know. I feel like because it really wasn't meant for our age when
right.
It was on. So like I remember in high school loving Flight of the Conchords, and me and my art teacher would vibe about it, and no one else knew what I was talking about. So I was like, okay, this is not really for me, but it is for me.
Right. Well, and little did we know that would be our first exposure to Taika Waititi.
I know, right? Like, okay.
Right.
We were like, okay, this guy's going to be major.
And
apparently
he was, and maybe still is, kind of isn't. I don't know. I don't know where we as a culture stand on Taika Waititi anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
well, I'm trying to think what the last thing I watched of his was. It
I think recent Thor? I think it was Thor: Love and Thunder, and that's...
Yeah, I was like, I kind of think that is it.
That's a little rough. I've heard Our Flag Means Death was good, and I heard mixed things about Next Goal Wins, but that's on Disney Plus now, so I might give that a look-see. I loved what he said about Star Wars when he said because it was announced that he was directing the next like mainline Star Wars movie. And he said, as a fan of Star Wars, I am furious about the things I'm going to do to ruin it.
He's so cute. I love him. I loved because didn't he do a couple Mandalorian?
Yeah, he did
episodes?
The last 2 episodes of the first season, I think.
And I remember enjoying what he did Star Wars wise with those.
Yeah. So I think his movie is going to be good, but we'll have to see. Anyway, it's about time for us to get going. I know it's super late for you, and it's moderately late for me. But it's been a pleasure having you. And
thank you. It's always fun to talk.
We look forward to getting to know you more. If you want to come on one of these episodes and give us some more movies to get to know you, that would be just fine. All right. So until next time, on with the movies. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time.